Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the most ridiculous situations I think I've ever found myself in, because you're going to see a post. Not really a post from MrPokke. It's going to be a threat. And I think after you've seen all the details associated with this threat and associated with this demand that Pokke has, you'll have nothing to think other than this guy is a monster. Let's go ahead and start off with the most catastrophic thing that has occurred this morning. I have had multiple thumbnails made about me that are saying this. You can take the time to just focus on the word that's being used to describe me here. I know it's censored, right? But it's pretty clear I am just straight up being called a criminal. You can probably guess which crime is happening over here. And I think it's just insane that MrPokke decided to put a bunch of other male CCs and, of course, female CCs too in the thumbnail with accusations like this. And this is the thing, right? I said multiple thumbnails. These are all different thumbnails he made for A/B testing so that he could go ahead and get as much reach as possible. He made 3 versions of this thumbnail. That's version 2. You can clearly see what's being said over here. Very serious accusations. And then this one too. And you can see that one as well. Very, very, very serious accusations. And I'm hearing down the pipeline, guys, that there's even more. And the thing is, MrPokke has recognized after some feedback from other creators in the space, that's fucking absurd. And he clearly went too far. And so he's decided to change it. But the fact of the matter is that Pokke has already pushed the envelope when it comes to how he's going to try to get me to accept his threats and demands. And he's already indicated that he's just going to falsely accuse me of crimes to get what he wants done. So why don't we see what the demand for MrPokke is for him to be posting thumbnails like this about me to get me to comply? It's ironic that he's going ahead and saying that I'm the one that's asking people to comply when he's using threats like this to get me to do it. Say, do what I want or I'm going to keep making thumbnails like this about you. So let's read. As expected, looks like I will not be getting a public apology tonight. To give Saint the benefit of the doubt, every single day I do not get A, public apology on his main channel, B, removing of all videos about Pokke, and C, never mentioning Pokke again, he's gonna drop a file. This was the first thing he did. This is the first move he did to follow through on his threats. He just falsely accuses me of crimes. So if I don't do what he's telling me to do, it looks like he's just going to keep doing it. He's going to keep pushing the envelope. He went over here and tried to use this as some sort of like W to professional victim, because this is the title of my stream right now. MrPokke called me a blank. And he's saying I'm being a professional victim right now. He's saying I am being a professional victim right now when this is the thumbnail he made about me. The 3 thumbnails he made about me. You wanna know why he's saying don't be a professional victim? Because I made this thumbnail about him. The Pokke files. Trigger warning abuse. Pokke saying, because I made a thumbnail saying the Pokke files trigger warning abuse because he actually literally abuses his editor according to the allegations. The allegations are of actual abuse in the workplace. You just need to watch the video and you will 100% agree with my statement. Pokke saying this is like an equal reaction because I put trigger warning abuse when there's actual abuse in the files. He's saying this is justified because you want to know what level of abuse Pokke's trying to hide? Why do you think Pokke's demanding that I take the video down? Why do you think Pokke highlighted this video in particular as one that should be taken down? Why do you think he's threatening to do so much? Why do you think he's threatening with such absurd, incredibly inflammatory, ridiculous thumbnails like this with serious false accusations? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a clip from Pokke over here where Pokke admits fault for everything. Let's listen to it. Pokke admits fault to everything. Let's hear this.
It's my fault. All right, the thumbnail is my fault. I take full accountability for the thumbnail, and we are free to change it.
And guess what else he's done, guys? Apparently, Pokke has decided to level up too in the process. Bro, this is a car crash in slow motion, bro. This is a literal car crash that's happening in slow motion. What is this guy even doing now, man? I cannot believe that this is the shit he's saying. Because guess what, guys? Apparently, he lied about dropping only 1 file in this threat. He just decided to start dropping 2 out of nowhere. But, like, I don't know how, but his video's, like, deleted. I guess his video got insta-deleted 6 minutes ago. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've come to a realization over here. I pulled up this form on screen. The defamation complaint requirements for YouTube. And as you can probably understand, right, there's a case for me. Especially after you saw MrPokke admit guilt. Take full accountability for every single thumbnail. He did that. And so now I believe the case is even stronger than ever with a direct admission from him that he's solely responsible for it, so he can't even blame the editors. He said it's all his fault. Maybe that's why this video over here is deleted. Maybe that's why it's not seeable. Who actually knows? But this is what it looks like, guys, when somebody's scrambling. This is what it looks like when somebody's panicking. MrPokke, you don't get to just make thumbnails like this about people. MrPokke, you don't get to just write this about other CCs because you want their videos taken down. MrPokke, you can't just do this when you disagree with people. It's not allowed. But for some reason, I think you took this presentation, which is obviously satire. Anyone with an IQ above 67 can tell this is satire. When I say what is not considered harassment and cyberbullying, and then show you these thumbnails, it's clearly satire. But I guess you were too stupid to realize that. You were too dumb. You took this video literally. Maybe your editors took this video literally. They thought it'd be a funny little prank, right? Whoosh! The satire went right over you and your entire community's head. You took it literally, and you actually did what was in here. No, dipshit. This wasn't the new YouTube meta. This is how you get your channel taken off of YouTube. Pokke managed to repost the video, guys. He managed to repost it. Let's see what Pokke's accusing me of right now. Singapore Penal Code 1871? I don't fucking care about Singapore's penal codes. I'm not from fucking Singapore. The fuck? Who cares? Do I look like I'm from Singapore? Oh, wait, then I would look like this fucking rat, apparently. No. That's the clip that Pokke's gonna use. And obviously, that sounds a bit bad. However, I immediately recognize that this is a misspeak on my end, right? Hopefully you can excuse a light misspeak on my end as I'm insulting this person because they called me this. So I misspeak. Don't order my words properly, unfortunately, but let's look at my actual VOD. I don't fucking care about Singapore's penal codes. I'm not from fucking Singapore. The fuck? Who cares? Do I look like I'm from Singapore? Oh, wait, then I would look like this fucking rat, apparently. No, I don't look like him. No. Keep waiting, though. Dear Mythic Talent, your CC is actively blackmailing me and threatening to falsely accuse me of crimes if I don't delete videos about them. Oh, sorry, that's just an extra bonus. Mythic Talent, one of your CCs is literally threatening to falsely accuse me of crimes if I don't comply with their terrorist demands. That's a bit of an extra bonus. And then wait when I get a reminder from chat about what I might have said and how it might have been offensive, because obviously I'm a little bit upset that this is all happening to me. Now listen here. I realize how that might have come off. Let me remodify that statement. This guy being a rat has nothing to do with being from Singapore. He's just a fucking rat. And unfortunately, he also happens to be from Singapore at the same time. That's the unfortunate part. It's unfortunate for the people. I feel bad for the people. I feel bad for the country. That's the full context that, of course, MrPokke doesn't actually want to provide. And this guy's probably going to grandstand about how I made a mistake about it. MrPokke, I said I made a slight error in my wording after you accused me of all these crimes and then threatened me. My wording during a live stream after you threatened me and accused me of all these crimes was slightly off. I'll admit to that. However, I did retract and modify the statement to be what it is. And the statement, MrPokke, is that you are one of the biggest rats I've ever seen in my life. And when Tectone said he doesn't consider you human, I 100% see every single reason for why. And it is a shame that Singapore produced you, because I think any nation would be ashamed at what you have turned into. And that's how we'll address the first file drop from Pokke. Hopefully that makes sense. He wouldn't do that unless there was something to hide. Have you ever seen somebody this desperate to get a video taken down before? Have you ever seen someone this desperate to just shoot the messenger? Because all I do in this video, guys, in MrPokke's career is over, the Pokke files, you can see it. All I do is read docs and look at DMs. I read someone else's doc and just read DMs and screenshots, and MrPokke immediately goes into character assassinating me and calling me a criminal. All I do in this video is read docs, read tweets, and read DMs. And Pokke's first response is to try to silence me. Does that sound like somebody who's squeaky clean? Does that sound like somebody who wants a solid narrative? Or do you think that's somebody that's trying to control the narrative by getting me to delete my videos, when all I did here is just read out the doc? Wouldn't it be easy for Pokke to just read the doc himself and dispel the misinfo, unless he did something wrong? And this is aside to me, ladies and gentlemen, the fact he's using and making thumbnails like this to try to discredit me right before, remember, he uploaded this video, right? Guess what the second one is right after that? He makes a character assassination piece, right? Calling me a criminal, and then decides, now I'm going to address the allegations. Now that I've been able to discredit Saint by calling him something like this, now I'm going to address the allegations. What if I just revisited those allegations again, MrPokke, and in this video show you and your community and everybody else in the gacha space exactly what you're trying to hide? Why don't we just do that instead? Because clearly, this is the most bad faith video, perhaps on the platform. There is no need to react to this one at all. I don't think I'm going to, because it's clear. When this is your thumbnail, what do you think the content of his video is? Probably just more false accusations, false equivalencies that are going to lead to even more insane takes like this. Not worth watching at all. So why don't we go ahead and show you all what MrPokke's trying to hide. One of the biggest bits of editor abuse in this video is right here. And let me just read you this statement from Simon. I almost forgot this part, perhaps because my brain tried to block out how much it hurt, but the reality was even darker. At one point, the editors asked Pokke to raise the revenue share on the videos. Pokke used to have a 20% revenue share with his editors that he raised up to 25%. He generously agreed to raise it, like I said before, and it sounded like a cozy village. But then came the punch in the gut. He specifically stated that everyone would get the raise except for Simon. Everyone gets the raise except for Simon. And this is where it gets crazy, because Pokke had already told Simon that his father has cancer. You can see over here, Simon Godley, my dad has cancer. And so the abuse allegations stem from, MrPokke, you are intentionally paying the editor whose father has cancer that you know because the editor told you, you're intentionally paying them less. That is a fact. You knew your editor had you knew your editor's family had cancer. That's why they were working for you, and you intentionally paid them less. And you can see that the response over here truly shows how little of a fuck Pokke gives about other people. Simon writes out this text, admits his father has cancer, talks about all his problems, and Pokke's first response is, holy fuck, let go. Holy fuck, just let go. After your editor just told you their family member has cancer. That's what the DMs say. Holy fuck, let go, LOL. Hang on. Why do you think Pokke desperately wants this video to be deleted? Why do you think Pokke's going so far, accusing me of crimes, accusing me of all these things, threatening me publicly to take the videos down? Why do you think he's doing that? Because he looks like a demon! He looks like a literal demon! Do you guys realize what is going on right now? This is absolutely absurd. You're going so far as to accuse me of crimes like this because you simply don't want the truth behind your conduct to be revealed. And so you decided to, instead of addressing the message, you shoot the messenger. You shoot the messenger and accuse them of crimes like this instead of just addressing the allegations yourself like you should. You did all of this to me because I just read Simon's doc. I read Simon's doc, and you did all of this to me. It's clear to everybody here and everybody in the space, you have a lot to hide. A lot to hide. And so, naturally, right, we're going to make sure to expose every single last bit of misinformation from here on out. Because, good Lord, if this is what you're going to do, Pokke, on day one, you're going to accuse me of crimes like that, what are you going to do on day two? What are you going to do on day two? Because this is the thing. The proof is here. On December 4th, 2024, after ZZZ's release, and remember, reading this over here, you cannot imagine how it felt to receive a message from someone you were a fan of, someone you put 300% effort into helping, telling you that you are weird. And you have to understand the timing of all this. Him getting the lower pay. It was right when Zenless Zone Zero was about to release. And everyone knows that if you're an editor that's paid based off of views, having a new game is awesome, because then you'll get a lot of money. Do you want to know what Simon's take was at everything Pokke did to him? I was hit with all of it at once. the lower payment percentage, being banned from taking the high traffic ZZZ videos, being told I'm weird, being relegated to side VODs that no one watched. Imagine my face. One moment, I'm looking at a lifeline for my family, and the next, it's being cut in front of me. Because this guy's dad has cancer. And so, the pay that he's looking to make from these videos, guys, is to pay for the medicine so that his father can live. And Pokke, knowing all of that, because again, this is 12/20/2024, this is August 6th. So it's been 4 months since Simon told Pokke that his father has cancer. And you can see here, it's the same 20%. The same 20% after 4 months of knowing that your editor's father has cancer. Because that's when this was sent. 0806. My dad has cancer. 12/20. The same 20%. That is what MrPokke is desperately trying to get removed from the internet. And he's doing all of this to do it. And you want to know what the tragic part about all this is? I said this was going to happen. I actually made a kind of like jokey video about my strike where I pull up a whole PowerPoint presentation about the new YouTube meta. I pulled up this presentation over here, literally because I received a malicious strike on my GG video, right? It got removed. I won the 1v9. And I made a joke about what the new YouTube meta was going to be. Create an inflammatory, misinformation-filled hit piece on a creator. Pokke's already done that because he's calling me a... Well, you already know what he's calling me in 3 different thumbnails. So that's happened. So Pokke is literally following this guide. Unfortunately, when I respond today, mass reporting isn't going to work because it already happened to me once. And so I do believe I'm on a whitelist now for mass reports, so that's not going to work. And so now this is the phase that we're on, guys. If they ignore you, create 8+ videos within 4 days, escalate the severity of the thumbnails, do all of this. Guys, Pokke decided he's just going to say, the first 4 thumbnails, I'm going right to like an Epstein tier one. That's like what Pokke said. He was just like, the other 4, I'm going to Epstein tier level thumbnails. He skipped the first couple of steps. He's going nuclear right off the bat. Why? Because he's got a lot to hide. Because he has a lot of skeletons in the closet. Because he's desperately trying to cope. He's desperately trying to scramble. And guess what, guys? When Pokke's gonna do this, do you think Pokke's gonna lie in all the videos he's made about me? He's already lied about me being a criminal. False accusation. How much do you think he's character assassinating me in a 1 hour, 4-minute video? Right before he releases a 48-minute video addressing the allegations, right? And immediately, dispel red herrings, right? He's just talking about my reaction. Why don't you talk about the fucking doc, you freak? How come the only thing in this allegation address, all you're doing is looking at my video? How about you look at the fucking document, brother? Actually, let me just take a look at this, actually. So does Pokke look at Simon's doc a single time? Nope. In Pokke's address video, he doesn't look at Simon's doc a single time. Weird, isn't it? He doesn't look at the doc. He only shows his side. He never shows any of Simon's. I think the main argument Pokke's trying to make here is that he paid Simon. The issue is that you're paying Simon less than everybody else when you knew his father had cancer. The issue is not Simon not getting paid. It's you intentionally paying him less when you knew his family had medical issues. And it's confirmed. You knew about it for 4+ months and you still paid him less with that knowledge. Oh, Pokke only pulls up Simon's doc to talk about Simon's personal behavior. That's the only time Pokke pulls up the doc is to talk about that. But nothing else in here. Not a single DM from his side. Not a single any of that. Not any of how, like, the interaction Simon had to train Pokke's editors. None of that. Do you see what Pokke's focusing on here? Only points that aren't actually... He creates a straw man to direct and deflect from his actual allegations. He's creating the straw man that I'm saying Simon didn't get paid. He's creating the straw man that, oh... these aren't real. I actually paid Simon. Right? Look, here's proof that I paid Simon. No, bitch. It's not about paying Simon. It's about paying him less when you know his father has cancer. It's about paying him less intentionally when you know his father has cancer. You slimy little rat.
And he does other people's work for free when his father allegedly has cancer.
Pokke is now saying Simon is possibly lying about the father having cancer. Editor, I'm going to send you and put this in the video. Please blur it a lot. I'll try to get Simon's permission too. Actually, no, I've already gotten Simon's permission with the blurring. Blur it a lot. Put a photo of Simon's Disabled younger brother and his father with cancer in the hospital bed. Just put it in the video right now. Just blur it really good, but put it in the fucking video. Blur it really good. Make sure it doesn't, like, it's not recognizable, but just do it. I'm fucking done with this guy. I cannot believe he's going this far. He is, like, now spreading the rumor that Simon is lying about his dad having cancer, basically, to try to discredit it even further. And this is the thing, guys. Simon has given me explicit permission multiple times because he knew Pokke was going to do this. Let me show you the DMs from Simon calling it out, telling me in DM, like, telling me that Pokke was going to do this. This is what he feels like he needs to DM me. Simon, on the side, because he knows how Pokke is going to try to frame this narrative. Of course, Simon's going to know how Pokke frames his narrative. He worked with the for so long. And he says this because he knows the route Pokke's going to take. I am not even scared to realize proofs about my family. He's fucking ESL, bro. Because clearly it kind of doesn't make sense. He's not scared to show proof about his family's problems. He knew. And it just makes all of the complaints and all of the issues and all of the misgivings in this doc even more valid. Because he knew this was going to fucking happen. He knew Pokke was going to do this. He knew Pokke was going to try to discredit him and make him prove that his dad has cancer. He knew he was going to have to prove it. And so he already sent me the photo last night. He's in the army right now, guys. He's in the fucking army doing drills right now. He's busy. But he knew Pokke was going to do this, so I already have the photo. I'm currently in the process of making a GoFundMe for Simon. I'm personally going to be making a massive donation myself because this guy has suffered so much and he's still suffering. He's suffering to this day. Now has to expose personal details about his family because this guy is now basically just abusing his fucking community and actually spreading misinformation. And wouldn't it be great if this photo, the blurred one, right, is actually like in front center stage on that fucking GoFundMe? Because guess what? That's actually why he put the photo, because he knew I was making that GoFundMe, and obviously you want photos of shit like that for that. And so the fact that Pokke decided to throw out this allegation that Simon's lying about his father having cancer, when in this video, guys, you want to know what I say in this video? Gentlemen, just a last add-on, we'll try to get Simon's either GoFundMe or Ko-Fi or something. I was gonna get the photos anyway of his condition, you bitch. So why the fuck did you even try to insinuate that he was lying? I was already gonna get photos of his family because we need that for the fucking GoFundMe. And you decide to just throw in that he's possibly lying about all of that in your defense? You are a disgusting individual. And then you doing these thumbnails as well, on top of threatening me, trying to extort me, blackmail me, as you're actively seen saying shit like this on your stream. You know, Footlover says he's dropping 10K for Simon. You're going to change his life, bro. And it's deserved after the stunt MrPokke's pulling. And seeing Simon get 10K is going to make this guy crash out so fucking hard he might just quit content creation. I'm going to be so for real with you. If Pokke sees that GoFundMe for Simon, he just might crash out so hard he's going to quit. And wouldn't that be fucking funny? After seeing what this guy's already done in 48 hours? So this is my take, ladies and gentlemen. I don't negotiate with those that make these openly absurd threats while also being in one of the most compromised positions I've ever seen. And the fact that this absolute vile shit stain of an individual decided to equate this. Remember that trigger warning abuse now? Doesn't that seem a bit more clear what the trigger warning of abuse was for? After you've seen all of this? I make this thumbnail, bro. And honestly, didn't I go a little soft? Didn't I go a little bit soft? Now that you know the information about what he's done? Isn't this just PG? And this is what he's saying is the retaliation. It's justified, apparently. Yeah, it's justified to say all of this, include all those CCs in there, do all of that, because I made this one. What an absolutely disgusting individual. And again, why not just address the document? Why shoot the messenger? Oh, wait. Probably because the messenger is telling the truth. And the message is sound. And the truth is going to ruin your career. And you are so money motivated. You are so metric motivated. Everyone's already seen it. Remember this one, MrPokke? The tweet where you're seen bragging about how much money you make while also underpaying your editors? Maybe this is why you want the video taken down, right? Because this tweet in retrospect looks really fucking bad, doesn't it? Where you're out here bragging about how much money, how crazy your analytics are, right? Your subscriber count, all of that, right? You're just bragging about all of it. But then it turns out you were underpaying your editors the whole fucking time. It's not about paying them, bitch. I don't know why you keep trying to show evidence that you paid them. No, that was never the complaint. But it turns out, I guess you just never watched this goddamn video. You just immediately went into defense mode. And you don't really do that unless you know the allegations are true. And so, why do you think Pokke's doing this? Why do you think Pokke's making thumbnails like this? Hopefully you understand why. Apparently, MrPokke's Clips channel thought it would be a fantastic idea to farm the fact that MrPokke made these thumbnails about me, right? Apparently, MrPokke's Clip channel wanted to farm that. And the way that they farmed it is by titling this, I changed my thumbnails for Saint's feelings. Guys, remember, all that's being protected over here is my feelings. We're gonna call this just protecting feelings? Sure. Okay. I think MrPokke has opened the door to what he thinks is acceptable for content surrounding him, apparently, too.
I think one good thing about that is you change it down to it kind of paint Saint in a bad light about rape people, and people are gonna assume things about it. Change my thumbnail because it paints Saint in a bad light.
He had to think about that one. That just shows the intelligence of his character, I guess.
I mean, these are all the things that were involved, though. Like, it's his own words. Right.
So, Pokke's now using the reasoning of, if you've ever said these words before, then it's fine to put them in all caps, big-ass letters in front of your head, because you've said them before. This is the literal Pokke justification for these thumbnails, guys.
It's his own words. Like, I've never called him any of these things. Ding! Every single one that's happening here is his own words.
What?
He never did. People. Okay, you know what? Ding. Hey, to be completely fair, sure. Yeah, yo, Ero, are you here? Yeah, just change.
He had to be convinced by chat that, maybe putting the putting blank in big-ass caps next to my head, he had to be convinced by his chat that he's going too far. He's not human. I agree with Tectone. This guy's not human. This guy isn't human, bro.
Change it. Sure. We'll change that. We'll change that. Ding. Yep. Sure. Yeah.
Like, imagine it's this much of a discussion to change this shit, bro. Are you serious? When I haven't done any of these things. I've discussed the topics before. I've discussed these topics like many other CCs, and Pokke used that as justification to put them in all caps in front of my space because I have mentioned them before in conversation. I'm sure Pokke has too, at some point during his career.
Yeah, bro, like, it is a very, very reasonable request. Sure. I mean, next time you just don't say it, right?
Now he's blaming me. Yeah, actually, this is Saint's fault because he mentioned the word in passing at some point during one of his streams before, and that opens the door to him basically he could be accused of those crimes because he said the words before.
But it is reasonable, right? I don't want people to insinuate the wrong things, so it's reasonable, yep.
I don't want people to insinuate the wrong things.
You change it, right? Just change it.
Bro, Pokke, your thumbnail, like, literally reads as, like, look at, like, your goddamn thumbnail history, bro. You use these when you're talking about the parts of a character's kit. This is like their like code and shit. So you're basically saying this is my kit. You're saying this is my fucking kit, bro. Because you made this a guide. And this is what you put the words up here for what the unit's kit does. What do you mean imply? Dude, this guy's just lying through his fucking teeth as you hear this explanation. It's so clear. You just hear this guy lying through his fucking teeth during the explanation. Guys, if this is how he's going to defend the fact that he calls me a blank in his goddamn thumbnail, why do you think I'm not watching this fucking dog shit video? Bro, why do you think I'm not watching this dog shit video? Genuinely, why do you think I'm not? He just did all of that to justify how it's my fault that he made this, he blamed this thumbnail on me. And he's like, yeah, guess I can change it. It's still Saint's fault, though. He shouldn't have said some things. Bro, he did all that and then blamed me for it. We aren't watching this shit because it's clearly garbage if that's the reasoning that he's going to use. Guys, remember, this reasoning in this clip from this stupid fucking CC is proof we don't need to watch anything in Pokke's actual dog shit video. And hopefully that's evident today. Saint from the future over here. You're going to notice the live stream vibe is probably shifted. That's because Pokke kind of real bad. We've got evidence that Pokke's lying through his teeth once again. And we'll show it.
This is coming from a guy that apparently his dad has cancer, by the way. He said it, right? In complete transparency, I have never ever heard of Simon telling me his father has cancer.
I have never. Rex stated for the record. Pokke has said live on stream, I have never heard from Simon that his father has cancer. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, Pokke is refusing to look at the doc that Simon provided. Because according to Simon's documents, Pokke is lying. Because Simon on 06/08/2024, 23:33 wrote to MrPokke, "My dad has cancer and I am buying him medicines." He wrote, "My dad has cancer. I am buying him medicines." And Pokke responded to that DM. So Pokke is once again, why do you think he's doing all this? Why do you think he's threatening me so much? Why do you think he's putting shit like this in his thumbnails about me? Because he is literally, demonstrably proven to be lying. And why do you think he refuses to, other than to, get some easy hits in, right? Why do you think he made this hit piece on me? Because he lied. He's trying to cover his tracks, so he's trying to character assassinate me because I sent the message. And of course, why do you think he never pulls up Simon's documents? He never pulls up the DMs.
Bro, I need to...
And this is like one of the only times he does it. He only shows his DMs, right? He only shows his messages. Why? Because he's lying, and he's just actively lying on stream. And if this stupid little boy actually read this doc before deciding to defend himself, he'd realize what a horrific lie he just told here. Maybe, Pokke, maybe don't delete my video. Don't ask me to delete it. Maybe you should just watch it. And then you would get educated on the issue and not just be caught lying like this. Just a personal tip, though, because you are caught. So caught. But then again, if someone's going to do something like this to try to discredit somebody that just read out a document, I'm the whistleblower. That's all I did, guys. If someone's going to try to discredit me that much just because I whistle blew, doesn't that make them look really guilty? Oh, wait. He is guilty of lying. Proven. Confirmed. Enjoy, MrPokke. If Pokke's going to lie about something like this, that's literally instantly proven by the DMs, do you think Pokke lied here to defend himself? Probably. Do you think Pokke lied here to defend himself? We already proved he did with the thumbnail. And we already proved over here Pokke lied to defend himself again. Right here. Pokke's on the record lying multiple times without stopping to defend himself. All in the past 24 hours. Literally lying multiple times. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.